Welcome back to Scotty's Clock World. I upload new clock repair videos on Sunday and Wednesday mornings of every week. This is the third in my series of Novelty Black Forest Weather Houses and Clock series. Another lovely little piece, fine wood, all hand painted on the front with pine cones and leaves. And there's a little bird down the bottom you can see there. Original hide glue on the top, something was glued on there. I haven't been able to find any trace of that online, so I don't know what it was. There's a chain, 1 day chain of course. There's a little movement, but this is unusual for these movements, which tend to all be the same for the novelty clocks. This one has actually got nuts on it. It can be taken to pieces. Normally they're just twisted, they have a bit of twisted steel on them. They're not designed to be worked on. It's a rather attractive little clock, even though I don't know what goes on the top of it up there. But anyway, we're going to take it to pieces and have a look and see what we got. So first up, we'll have to take the hands off, undo this knurl nut. It's a bit tight there, it probably hasn't been moved for numerous years. Get that to start, which it's not doing at the moment. It is very tight. Well, might have to put a drop of oil on that to loosen it up, I think. Which I shall do just now, put a little bit of oil on it, give it a little bit of time, see if it'll sink in down the threaded section with the nut sitting on it. I have a feeling those hands may be upside down, maybe not. Right, we'll have another look and see if we can get that knurl nut loose. But I think it's actually spinning along with the arbor. That is tight. Alright, I'm going to have to take that off, but so I don't damage the clock, I'll do that offline and then I'll come back. I'll have to use a pair of pliers and get in and hold that and then hold the knurl nut. Right, I've got it loose now, so I'll take the nut off. Then under that we've got a washer. Then the minute hand. These will be pretty delicate and easily broken, I would think, because it's quite old. I'll use a pair of tweezers to see if I can get that to lift up a tiny little bit. There we go. That's the other side. No, maybe not. Maybe it was on the right way. Hard to tell. Now, 2 fingers under the hour hand, which comes off very easily. It has written there Germany. It's in the Black Forest area. Alright, now what we've got to do now is get the movement out. And how most of these little novelty clocks hold the movement in. A bit hard to see, but you'll see when I take it out. There's 2 tiny little flat bits of metal in there, one there and one there, and they sit up between the face and this little wooden box I got there. And how you remove the movement is you very carefully prise the face off, because you don't want it to break. You can see there's a brad there. There'll be one on the other side too, so I'll gently prise the face off using, oh, that is tight down there. You can see there's a second brad there, and we shall see how there's a third one down the bottom there, and the glue. There's another one there. Now the glue's holding relatively well, but it is coming apart. We just have to be very, very careful of it because we don't want to break the front of the clock. That'll be the end of the trick if it is. That's coming out. I'll get a slightly larger screwdriver. That's looking a little bit better. And not quite there yet. Those brads are holding pretty well, that's for sure. And this very old dry piece of timber. One. I felt that move seriously, so we'll see how this side goes without damaging the back portion too much. Getting there, slowly but surely, and a little bit more leverage down here, and that in theory should move us along. I think that cardboard face there, these pins are in underneath there. I thought they might have been in the timber, but they're not. In this little back cage here. But almost there. That is a tight beast. And I'll get a grip on that with a pair of pliers and pull up. There we go. You can see they're pretty substantial little nails I've got in there. I'll have to straighten that one before I put it back in again. Well, that won't go. The other ones are in pretty good condition actually. There's the face with all that lovely hand painting and a little bit of glitter on it. And I love the little bird down there. That's super cool. Alright, let's see what we got. This has got a different connection system. Normally those two pieces of steel there, those fine pieces of steel, come up there where they are at the moment, and then the face of the clock sits on there and holds it in place. But in this instance we've got 4 little brads, 2 up the top and 2 on each side, that hold it in place. I'll take that piece off. The chain has obviously come off, it's just flapping around in the breeze as you can see. Alright, well now very carefully, that side's alright, there's nothing there. Well now very carefully look at how we're going to lever these pieces off and how seriously strong the little nails are that hold it in place. That's looking pretty tight actually. Be very careful with, if we bend that, that's alright, let's loosen that one a tiny bit. So we're on the right track, but got to be very, very careful. Alright, in theory we can pull those out now with a pair of pliers. We'll see how we go. They're seriously tight for being in a really dry piece of old timber. Right, there's the first one. Put that aside. I'll take the second one out. Come up a tiny bit more to give us a bit of a grip. Pull it straight up. There we go. Alright, I'll take the next 2 off, then we'll come back and look at the movement. Alright, I've got those 4 brads out. Now we can take the movement out of this back piece, other than I'll have to take that weight hook off in a moment. So there's our little movement. All right. Well, I'll take this weight hook off, which has got a bend in it. We'll straighten that out too as we go along. But a couple of pairs of pliers, one on that side of the joint, the other one on this side. Open it up. We can now remove the hook. There it is. We'll close that link up because we've got to pull it out through the case and we don't want it to come off. Alright, there we go. Oh, we'll have to take the other one off too, I suppose. We're going to get them both out, plus it's got a big knot in it. Right, first pair of pliers, second pair of pliers, open it up, remove the stop ring, and then close up the link again. That'll probably hold it, I think. Alright, now we can pull the chain through. Other than it's got a knot on the end of it, which I'll have to undo before we go any further. Where's our skinny pair of tweezers? Where's that one? And that one there. We've got that one is the one, and it goes through there. Pull that through. That aside. There's our weight hook and stop ring. They could seriously use a bit of a clean up, and it's a bit bent, so we'll end up straightening that just a little bit, not very much. They're steel, not brass. Yep, steel, not brass.